Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Men, what are some deal breakers for a potential relationship, even if they're very attractive? No test behavior. Be straightforward or I'll assume you're likely to instigate dumb shit drama. Honesty for honesty. Edit, I was honestly not expecting this to go the way it did. Just want to say thank you for the various awards, and I hope all is well in your lives, and your relationships of present and future. Honesty, and trust without games played on either part, are integral if something is going to last. If ever you have questions or concerns, raise them with your partner directly. It'll put the two of you in a much better place moving forward. Cheers all, and thank you again. This is highly accurate and a huge red flag. I wish younger me knew this. I assumed it was just the game and that's how women were. Turns out that kind of behavior isn't indicative of women at all. It's only indicative of manipulative, overdramatic, insecure people. No accountability. In fact, having absolutely no sense of accountability for their actions. Believe me, it is more common than you think. Edit 1, Whoa. So that's what it feels like when something blows up overnight. This is overwhelming. Thanks guys. Edit 2, the people who gave me the awards, thank you guys. You're so kind. Edit 3, it feels so great so many of you relate to this. And it feels so sad so many of you relate to this. Edit 4, some of the responses are so shockingly close to my experience that I feel we have lived the same lives. The explanations, the examples, etc. It's as though you were there watching me through a camera and are now just describing my experiences. I hope you all find true happiness in life. Thanks again. Good vibes only is the line to look out for there. The one that got me was very sensitive and needs to feel cared for at all times, regardless of my feelings. So is, I am ____________, and if you don't like it, swipe left and GTFO. Doesn't let you have time to yourself / their entire life revolves around you to the point that they suffocate you. To add on, if a partner is controlling of your relationships with friends and family, and generally won't let you exist as your own person, red flag is understating it. You should be able to at least occasionally do things without your partner. You should be able to have private spaces and private thoughts. You should be able to maintain existing relationships and create new ones. I dated someone once who was insistent as to how I slept, and didn't like it if I tried to get into a more comfortable position. Surprise surprise, also came with a side of emotional abuse and manipulation. Talking about X is too much to the line of comparing you to. Big no for me. Edit, thank you all for the awards and I would like to clarify few things. Sure, sometimes it's completely okay to talk about your ex-partner. It is part of your life. But if you do it too soon or talk about it way too often, that does raise few red flags. And as I said, if they compare you to the ex, it can be okay if it's way down the road and you are already dating. But on second date, that's mostly bad for several reasons. It's okay to have past and talk about it when the timing is right. But talking about your ex openly and too much, way too early is just a red flag for me. Once when I was crying over something he did, my ex told me his previous girlfriend used to cry beautifully, like a movie star. He was a bit of a twat. Thanks for the awards. Haha, what? That is hilariously terrible. Lying, saying stuff about you behind your back, being mean to people for no reason, being fake. When I was preparing for prom, I randomly had to spend some time with this girl I've never met before and never met after. She was attractive, sounded like a right mix of intelligent and funny. But goddamn, the amount of shit she talked about her partner that I was supposed to replace that day. And then the shit she dumped on a teacher who was supervising us. All in about an hour or so, speaking to a complete stranger. But to me she was all nice. Even after I told her that I'm now afraid of turning my back to her because of all the shit she'd dump on me, all I got was a smile. What the hell? If you can't handle her worst, you don't deserve her best. Instagram flourish per second. Don't mind me just reading through all these to make sure I'm a decent human being. Same reason why I'm subbed to r/ice guys. I definitely do not want to fall into that pattern of thinking / being. This is honestly a healthy self-reflection habit tbh. Not being able to apologize. Everybody makes mistakes, doesn't matter. Own up to it and I respect you even more. Seek excuses. Bye. You ever had the fake apology I'm sorry you feel that way? Oof. That fake apology is the worst. Now I'm having painful back flashes. Complaining about everything. Without any positivity about anything. Yeah, don't come to Southern Europe. Complaining is how we communicate. I dated a guy who complained constantly, criticized everything, and argued about politics non-stop. It was fucking miserable. He was down in a black pit pulling me down there with him. Fuck that. I've married someone like that. He cloaked it with extremely entertaining humor but holy fuck it wore me out. The whole mindset of I'm the God's gift to earth, I don't have to bring anything to the table, everyone wants me, I got options so I'm just going to treat you like an option and you better be happy about it or I'm going to label you insecure and tell all your friends and family. Edit, I never expected my top post would be about my experience with some women. You kinda scared me with how well you wrote this down. Too many people I know who have this mindset. These are scary times, my friend. Any form of, if you can't handle me when I'm a sleazebag, piece of shit, then you don't deserve me when I'm a lesser sleaze, piece of shit. You know what, you're right. Later, man. I have no idea where this came from. I see this as screenshots from women's profiles and it is so cringy. It just screams, I'm uncomfortable with change and I'm going to treat you like shit, but you signed up for it so you deserve it. EW. Not sure if you're looking for an actual answer or not, but it supposedly came from a longer Marilyn Monroe quote during a time when photographers and critics were especially harsh towards her and her body. He admitted that hell yeah she's not a perfect woman, she isn't all smiles, she had insecurities, she did drugs, drank too, and sometimes she could have been mean and selfish and if you didn't like her at her non-perfect moments then you didn't need her in your life at her best moments either. Kinda like how some people would say they would rather be with someone who rooted on for them when they were poor and downtrodden up until they were rich. However, unlike many people who use the quote today, Ms. Monroe, allegedly, that's what I read. The lady made sure she acted like a decent human being towards the people she worked with and were friends with. She wasn't a complete raging bull to anyone she crossed. It's a good quote and it's true to some extent. But as usual, narcissists usually find things like it to make themselves feel better about their behavior, and contort in such ways where the original doesn't even matter anymore. If they are terrible with finances. Money is cited in the top 3 reasons for divorce, always. And money affects every facet of life. My BIL married a gal who was always a next thing away from getting her financial shit together. Anyway, he's living with us now, after his 2-year marriage ended, because, it turns out, people who are bad with money and have no real interest in saving, likely will not change. Underrated comment here. Being bad with finances causes so many issues. It will cause severe relationship issues pretty soon. Don't need to be an accountant, but damn at least understand that going into tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt is not normal, it's bad. Bonus points if she expects her man to cover her bills. It just screams carelessness, no accountability for actions, and probably a long life of being enabled. That person doesn't need a partner, they need a daddy. 0 effort put into simple maintenance actions. Simply picking up after yourself is deferred repeatedly when it can be done and over in 10 seconds. Inflexible mind, or unwilling to learn new things or see other perspectives. Seeing the fault in others, but inability to perceive such in themselves. I will say with the first one sometimes that can be a sign of a disability. I have ADHD and experience executive dysfunction, so taking care of things can be immensely exhausting and borderline impossible sometimes. It's hard to explain, it's not purposeful and I am painfully aware that things need to be done. Of course that doesn't mean everyone that does this is like this, instead just trying to say sometimes it's not actually an indication of how a person is. Yeah, that point hit me so hard, haha, I struggle with this so much. Thankfully my roommate is very patient with me. No sense of humor. Edit, either a lack of sense of humor or incompatible sense of humor. I want to be able to laugh at the same stuff together. I would expand on this to add sense of humor about themselves when something goes wrong. Like sometimes, stuff happens, but if you can't laugh at the situation, not the person, and roll with it, life can be really stiff and challenging. I think it's been said on here before, but some of the best relationships are where you are in bed being intimate and something goofy happens like a dog licks your foot or whatever, and you both laugh and it's funny/cute. I think it's a big green flag when you can laugh together when something doesn't work out. If they treat retail or service staff poorly for no reason. Big red flag. I remember when I went to Krakow in Poland with the school. I was just being myself in regards to if I went up to buy something and they asked for money in Polish, I'd be like, oh sorry, I speak Polish, and they'd repeat it in English. Some of the girls in my year were so rude. When they spoke in Polish, the girls would just go, English, we speak English. So rude. English, we speak English. I would go, bitch, so do I, and continue in my language. Fortunately my country doesn't go by the customer is always right bullshit. When they spoke in Polish, the girls would just go, English, we speak English. So rude. So do I, bitch, and you're in my country, so at least sound apologetic. Kura.